So hello everyone, welcome to this new video. So in my previous video, I had started with the module 4 of the subject VLSI design and testing. So the name of the module was CMOS circuit and logic design, where in that video I have seen with the one important type of circuit, logic circuit, that is CMOS complementary logic circuit, and we have seen how to draw the CMOS logic design circuit using that CMOS complementary logic when the any expression or any logical expression is mentioned. Okay, so that was one type. I've told you in my previous video we have different types of circuits. So this is one of them, that is pseudo NMOS logic. Okay, so this is the name of the logic next logic circuit under CMOS implementation, that is pseudo NMOS logic. Okay, so what is this? Let us see. A typical pseudo NMOS gate is illustrated in the figure below. Okay, so this is that figure. So before that, let us see some what this circuit consists of. In this configuration, a single PMOS transistor acts as the load device. Okay, that is in the pull-up part. You see, there is one change. If you compare this with the complementary CMOS circuit, there is one change, that is uh, in the complementary CMOS part, we had PMOS transistors in the pull-up part and NMOS transistors in the pull-down part, right? So in this pseudo NMOS logic, in the pull-up part, we have only one single PMOS transistor, okay, with its gate permanently connected to ground. Okay, the gate is permanently connected to ground. It means that the PMOS transistor would be on forever. Okay, it remains in the on condition forever. This is one change. And in the pull down part, the NMOS transistors will be remaining as it is. You don't have any change. So this is one change in the pseudo NMOS. So hope you understood, very easy. That is, in the pull up part, we have only one single PMOS transistor. Whether you give any expression in the pull up part, they would be consisting of only one PMOS transistor, where that PMOS transistor's gate would be permanently given to the ground. Okay, it means that PMOS transistor would be remaining on permanently. This design is similar to the conventional NMOS logic. So one more name you could be giving this as conventional NMOS logic, where the depletion or enhancement mode of NMOS load transistor is replaced with the PMOS device. Okay, so this is the diagram here. As I was saying here, you see here they have taken the same example here, that is they have taken the expression ab plus c into d plus e, and here you see in the pull up part we have only one PMOS transistor. Okay, and the gate of that is given to the ground, and in the pull down part we have the NMOS transistor connection. As for NMOS characteristics, how it follows, okay, in the same way it is given. You see here a into b, so if the terms are getting multiplied, then the NMOS would be in series, and when the terms are getting added, the NMOS would be in parallel. The same way connections are made here in the pull down part, and this is the pull up part where we have only one single PMOS transistor. Okay, so this was the how to draw the pseudo NMOS logic. This is the design. Next is operation and design considerations for this pseudo NMOS. The pull-up device, that is PMOS, is always turned on. Okay, I've told you, right, it is always on, meaning the circuit operates with rationed logic, where the gain ratio of the P load of the NMOS driver transistor, that is beta load by beta driver, must be carefully selected. Why it should be carefully selected? Because the PMOS transistor is always on. It won't be in the toggling state or off state. It is always on. So that's why the beta n by beta p ratio would be mattering a lot. The transistor sizing must ensure proper switching and logic level generation. The effective beta n by beta p ratio, that is the beta ratio, must be chosen in accordance to the values derived from the circuit equations. One of the main drawback of this pseudo NMOS logic is, as with conventional NMOS logic, it's a static power dissipation. Okay, so this is one drawback. Since the PMOS load is always on, current continuously flows whenever the pull down network is active. Okay, whenever this pull down network is active, the current would be flowing continuously because the PMOS network is on. Okay, so that's one drawback you need to be knowing. Transistor count and input loading. So what do you mean? Transistor count means, if you have for the pseudo NMOS, if you have n number of inputs, the transistor count would be n plus 1. Okay. For example, in this case, you see here we have 5 inputs, that is A, B, C, D, E. The total number of transistors used to build this circuit is 6 transistors. That is 5 plus 1. You see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So that is one they are mentioned here, that is an n input pseudo NMOS gate requires n plus 1 transistors. Okay, Whereas in case of complementary CMOS, when we have n inputs, so we should be having two n transistors. That is, since it has equal number of transistors distributed in pull up part as well as pull down part. Okay, so that's why for a complementary CMOS we need, for n inputs we need two n transistors, but for pseudo NMOS we need, for n inputs we need n plus one transistors. Okay. In a fully complementary CMOS gate, the capacitive load on each input is at least 2 unit gate loads. But in pseudo NMOS logic, the minimum input load can be just 1 unit gate load, since we have only the single transistor used per input term. Okay. However, if minimum sized driver transistors are used, the pull-up gain must be reduced to maintain adequate noise margins, which in turn slows the gate's rise time. So comparison between a conventional NMOS and CMOS logic. The pseudo NMOS gates do not have significant advantage over conventional NMOS depletion load gates, except that they allow emulation of NMOS circuits in a CMOS process. A pseudo NMOS gate can offer a higher current density compared to fully complement CMOS gate, and due to the reduced transistor count. Since the transistor count is reduced in case of pseudo NMOS, we have higher current density compared to that of the complementary CMOS. Okay. So, in summary, pseudo NMOS logic provides a method for implementing logic gates with a fewer transistors, but at the cost of static power dissipation and slower rise time. Okay, since we have only less number of transistors, we have one we have one limitation for that as well. That is static power dissipation and slower rise time. Okay. So yeah, this was all about the pseudo NMOS logic. So in detail, at the end of all these logic circuits, I'm going to explain you with one expression all these how to draw all these circuits. Okay. So stay tuned for that as well. That I'm going to do after explaining all the concepts. Okay. Yeah. So in the next video, we are going to discuss about dynamic CMOS logic. So stay tuned for that. So that's all for the video, guys. I hope you understood. And these concepts are very easy. So that's why I would suggest you to please watch the videos till the end and stay updated. Okay. Like, share, subscribe to our channel. Thank you.